Welcome to the Ultimate Fancast, where fans are the star of the show. Each week, we explore the epic co-created Battle Bunnies franchise from legendary artists Frank and Krista Linatra and the team at Junkbox Studios. Ultimate fans join BBS, Lord L, and Brian as they dive deep into the extraordinary world of the Battle Bunnies. Plus, we'll be your guides and take you backstage with the creators and actors who are captivating family audiences worldwide. Are you ready to meet this week's Ultimate Fan? It's time to fan up and enjoy the show. All right, Ultimate fans, it is another episode of the Ultimate Fancast, and you see that it's just BBS and I this time, so we're hoping that Luke will join us shortly, aka Lord L. But better than that, we have an Ultimate Fan with us that I'm super excited to bring to the stage. He goes by Lothbrok Denai. Did I say that wrong? Yes, I did. The new. Lothbrok the new. It is OldManGamer joining us tonight, and we're going to re-record that because that was terrible.
That was good. We should keep it because it's authentic and it's just the way we should be.
We don't need to redo that. Like, will people have like this? That's the thing I don't understand. Because when I listen to podcasts, they're all polished up, and they, you know, and when I watch shows like Talking Dead and that kind of stuff, they're so polished. But not us. We're just, you know.
Right. Hey, the bloopers at the end are always the best, right? So just
yeah. Oh, we have lots of bloopers.
We have lots of bloopers. Yeah, no shortage of that.
We'll have just like a blooper show. Hopefully nothing will make it other than like probably that introduction, but we are super glad to have you with us. OMG. I mean, that's how, like, that's the coolest thing. Like what's the story behind the name?
So the story just goes to, I played Destiny. If you're familiar with that game for 6 or 7 years with brother-in-law and some friends. And so between that and just, being at my age, I am an old man, but I've loved games since day one. I started playing Pong when I was 4 years old. So it literally goes back that far. So I have always had a console. My evenings and weekends are literally playing games. And so that's where the name stems from. There was a thought at some time, maybe get into this whole streaming thing. And, OMG was kind of a perfect kind of fit, with acronyms and all that fun stuff. But so I didn't quite make it to the streaming, but like I said, still love playing games to this day.
Very nice. Well, there's plenty of time to stream. You can always come back on the show and stream with us, and we can talk about the TCG, which is definitely one of the big things that we want to talk about because unfortunately this will air after, but for anybody that's watching this right now, the pre-sale happened today for the TCG game that you've been a part of. And would love for you to kind of talk to us and share like your excitement about that, because I know you've been, a play tester. You're hugely part of like the development of the game. And like, we're not going to be playing this TCG without you, because you and Krechar, have been testing this thing for, long time. Like, tell us about that. Like how'd that all start?
Yeah, sure. It's great. Thank you. Yeah, it's, it started, and frankly, even tell you, a trading card game wasn't even part of the original roadmap. It was something that came up that started to get discussed in the community, and it was like, hey, why not? Let's go for it. And so there were a lot of what I'll call alpha testers that were a lot of first round early on. Krechar did a lot of great work getting just like base, the shadow cards together. And then I happened to come in after hearing about it when they started doing what I'll call the beta testing, or the second round of play testing. And as I got to know Krechar, he's got a heavy background in like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, those trading card games. Myself came from playing Magic in the past, as well as Hearthstone, playing Pokemon with her while she grew up. So it was like a perfect, marriage. It's like, met my new best friend, and, we were able to talk, right off the bat. Right. And so just started, I jumped in, and watched for a couple nights, the Tuesday, Thursday nights, and they posted all the cards, and me being me, it's like, okay, I went and developed a deck that I thought would do pretty good and got annihilated and came back and realized, okay, now I know how the strategy needs to work in this game. And it went from there. Just developed a deck, and it broke a couple things maybe, but it's but that's what you need. That's what play testing is for. It's going through and having, and this is not an understatement, it was literally having a 40-minute conversation about playing one card and what it means playing that one card, so that in the end the dynamics and the mechanics of everything work appropriately and fairly and all that good stuff.
So how many cards are in the deck? Like, just to give us a like this introductory set, like how many cards will there be in each deck?
So this introductory set, there's a pirate deck and a Viking deck. They're each 50 cards. Now some of the decks use some of the same card that are support cards or what have you that you can play. So it seems like across the two decks, the number of unique cards is in the 80s, I think. Krechar said. I hope I have that right. But when it comes to the full-blown set, there's well over 100 total cards that are available for play.
Nice. So if you spent 40 minutes on one card, like we're talking like this is like a year's worth of conversations to come up with these decks and like the game mechanics and stuff like that. Like that's awesome. Yeah, that is commitment. And I mean, for anybody to do that, but just as a community member, like as a fan, I'm like, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of play testing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the great thing about it too, and it's, there's always the invite, right? And we always invite people, hey, even if you don't want to play, or even if you've never done a trading card game in the past, just come in and watch, because we've gotten so much information and thought of so many things just by people watching and asking questions. Either why did that happen, or more importantly, like, well, when you do that, why doesn't this happen? And we're like, ooh, good point. So there's a lot that's to be gained just from, again, just being in the room talking as the testing is going on.
That's great. Yeah, you can do that through Discord, the Battle Bunnies Discord, and you can go to the Battle Bunnies .io, and you can sign up to be a play tester also, or you can apply for one. I'm not sure if the path to getting to Discord, but the options are there to definitely get involved. And I've seen a few games, and they're just awesome. Like, just to see everybody's excitement. Can you walk us through, like, because you jumped in round 2, right? Can you walk us through, like, was there any issue that came up in the game that you helped push through that? Like, you saw, hey, there's an issue with this part, like these two card combinations, they really shouldn't be in this, they're too powerful, and how you suggested how they go around that.
Yeah, I think one that, like, right, it was one of the early things, one of the early items, and the card, we use the name of the card in one of the cards that's in the starter deck. And it was simply a card that all it did was it allowed you to remove a weapon from your opponent's character. And so what we found, Krechar and I, through, again, multiple rounds of playtesting, is that, like, you never had a creature that had a weapon attached because of this one card. And so we literally got to the point where, like, okay, we're banning this card. So it was like early on we were already banning cards. And so that's one of my favorite memories. So it was at the time it was called Disarm. So the name has come back. The mechanics work a little bit differently, but that was one of the first things we found that was kind of broke, that we're like, okay, we gotta change this.
Very nice.
I know that
to show what we're talking about,
game,
I'm going to put up over here, if that's okay, just to show these cards because they're beautiful. But go ahead, BBS.
Second question I have is, I know that in the mechanics of the game, you can only have 3 copies. So how is that decided? Like 3 copies of one card, like a non-hero card.
Yeah, so it is kind of interesting, because one of the things, going into developing the game and what Krechar and I and really all the team had a lot of conversations about is we wanted to make sure to make this game unique, right? I mean, the trading card game industry, I mean, there's a lot, barriers to entry are tough because you've got your stalwarts like Pokemon and Magic that have been there forever. And so when you're introducing something new, you need something that's a combination of something that's familiar, but at the same time is, completely unique and different, right? And so when you look at, say, like I said, I can speak to Magic and Pokemon where you're allowed to have 4 copies, up to 4 copies of a card in your deck. With Magic, it's there's something that, and I hope I'm getting this right, but if it's like a Mythic or something, you can only have 1 copy of it.
That's
and
correct,
so
yeah.
we kind of followed that with Heroes as well to say, hey, you can only have, Heroes are unique, right? They're one of a kind. They're once in a dynasty or once in a millennium kind of thing. So it's like, we should only allow 1 of those per deck. And then, yeah, for the support, we just said, hey, let's, there's other card games doing 4, we can do 3. And it could also help because we also wanted to shrink down the deck size just to make it a little bit more challenging, but at the same time, you don't have to have as many cards necessarily to play the game. So it's a little less barrier to entry for new people wanting to buy and play the game.
Nice. I never played the game, so like for somebody like me that didn't grow up playing Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon, my kids did. My kids are going to pick this up like instantly. Like what advice would you give for somebody like me that's getting started like with the game, other than just jump in and start playing? Is there any specifics so I don't get destroyed by my children?
What I
really want to know is how do I beat my kids?
How do you beat your kids? Okay, the one
not physically, of course.
Right. So like I said, the first deck I put together, I got annihilated. So the one thing I will say is that make sure that the deck that you put together, when you start playing, make sure you have the ability to draw cards. Because one of the things that is beautifully unique about this game, and it's one of my favorite things, in this game, unlike any other trading card game, you do not draw a card at the beginning of your turn.
Ooh.
And so if, and depending on, the first round, you start with 10, the second with 7, the third round, if you make it to a third round, you only draw 5. And if you're in a third round tiebreaker situation and you're only drawing 5 cards and those are 5 bum cards, you better pray you have something in there that allows you to draw more. So my biggest point of advice is to make sure you have draw support in whatever deck that you put together. Other than that, pick your favorite character, pick your favorite side, Pirates or Vikings, pick your favorite characters and just have fun with it.
Awesome. No, that's good advice. I mean, doesn't mean a lot right now because I haven't played. So, but I need draw support. Write this down, Brian. Draw support.
I've written it down. Draw support.
Draw support. BBS has written it down. He's like, so when BBS and I play someday, we'll both be like, all right, we need draw support, so we can get more cards out of the deck.
We'll both play the pirate deck, obviously, but
no, we won't. I'd be happy to play the Viking side.
I have to know this. Are the sides evenly matched up, or is there a slight edge in one of the decks over another?
I'd say, look, so that's a great question because that is something we took very seriously, and because we wanted to make sure that if regardless of which one of the two you wanted to play, we wanted to make sure that there was an opportunity for either side to win. And that was the biggest challenge. And that was the biggest thing we got through playtesting. And poor Krechar, bless his heart. The Viking deck was just cremating the pirate deck, like every playtesting night, every time. And so it led to a lot of changes. We learned a lot from it. A lot of nerfs happened for the Vikings, unfortunately, but it also, Krechar had built a base pirate deck, and then working with him, we tweaked a few cards to really put it to a point where it worked. And so now we got it to it's like what you aim for in a trading card game is whatever the meta is, your best deck should only win, call it 53 to 56% of the time. I mean, it should be that close. And so we got these decks to where that was the case. And so we're very comfortable with whichever side you choose. You definitely have a chance to win. There's always the luck of the draw, but either side definitely has the perfect opportunity to win.
Very nice.
That's great. So that the completeness of these decks, so that anybody looking outside in sees the artwork. It's beautiful. Like every corner, every piece of this packaging is amazing. Every card is great, but from a builder's standpoint, it's almost like the completeness of these decks is another touch point.
Yeah, I agree, because we wanted the decks to not only just, to your point, the artwork is beautiful, but at the root of the decks though, when you think about Vikings, they're, the big, bulky, strong, coming in to raid, right? And so that's what the Vikings are meant to be. They're meant to be turn one, big, huge creatures that can do damage and what have you. The pirates, if you think about a pirate, there's looting, plundering, savage captains. The deck has that. I mean, that's kind of the point of that pre-built pirate deck, is to make your opponent discard cards off of their grimoire pile or their draw pile. And so the decks truly play to the characterization that you would think of when you think about Pirates and Vikings. So again, just another amazing thing that, again, Krechar with a lot of the alpha testing team that they got done.
And I assume that with the other factions, like the Valkyries and the Shamans, and will they have like their specific like skill sets that they do that's different than the Vikings and the Pirates, I would assume. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely want to maintain that character integrity, if you will, as these other classes are built out. And so to your point, as we look at Valkyries and we look at excuse me, the shaman that are coming that we're working on now, making sure they hold true to the story, that's in the Unlikely Spartan, something that you'll be able to connect the dots essentially when you read the book and or then you play the game, or vice versa.
Does again, pardon my ignorance, will you be able to mix like shamans with Vikings, or do you always just play a shaman deck, or you play a pirate deck?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a common question, whether it's Pokemon and you're playing dual energy, or if it's Magic and you're playing dual mana. You can absolutely mix. You can run these. Were also, again, when we designed these, we were aiming for, can I play a deck that's all Vikings, or can I play a deck that's all pirates and still be successful? I will say the Viking deck that is in what you're showing and in that pre-sale, it actually has a couple of pirate cards in it. So definitely,
knew it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they'll definitely, there'll definitely be an opportunity to mix and match, and honestly, we're trying to develop them so that they do synergize with the other classes and the other cards.
Now, does as this evolves and you grows and that you have all of the factions, the sorcerers and the Spartans and stuff like that, does it get more complicated to build the cards and keep it equal and that kind of stuff? I can't imagine how, right now you're playing chess with pirates and Vikings, but it's the Vulcan chess now when you add all these other factions and stuff like that, it's 9 layers or something. Is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah, the game theory of it, you're gonna end up with so many possible permutations of combination of decks. It makes the amount of playtesting that needs to be done is exponential. It's not just doubling or what, it's exponential. So that's definitely a challenge. And I'm amazed when you look at companies like Wizards of the Coast or Blizzard or what have you, as they're coming out with with their new cards or new abilities and new decks. I can't fathom the amount of work that goes into it beforehand to make sure that what they're doing doesn't completely break something.
Yeah.
Knowing that nobody gets it right, perfect the first time. I mean, it's Hearthstone will release a new set, and they're nerfing and changing cards the next week. So it happens quick. But yeah, we'll do the best we can to keep it fair, keep it balanced, and if something pops up that doesn't quite work out right, we can go in and make a nerf or a boost as we need to.
Very cool. I've heard there's rumors that you guys want to evolve this away from a physical deck to playing online. Is that true?
Yeah, the ultimate goal, would be great to have an API where, whether it's, like Magic the Gathering has Arena, Pokemon just came out with its new online live game a few months ago, I think. So yeah, we would love. The ultimate goal is to absolutely have it as an online game, whether that be PC, mobile, or what have you.
I mean, I know I'm paying attention a little bit just because I've seen, like, I have my brother-in-law goes to Gen Con, and he's a huge gamer. I can't wait for him to have a set of these in his hands. He and his friends can play that kind of stuff. But I've noticed Disney has come out with like some trading card games recently. I think I just saw Marvel Snap. The Snap, is that a new trading card game that they launched like recently? I know they had the is it Lorca or?
Yeah. So
Lorcana.
Disney's is Lorcana. Marvel Snap's been around now I think Marvel Snap's been out for a good year.
Okay, so
I played quite a bit. I haven't played in a couple months actually, but I downloaded. I've got a pretty good collection of Marvel Snap cards myself. Now it's online only.
Okay.
Lorcana is for sale at retailers with in your hand cards. And a real quick crazy, I shouldn't say funny story. It was somewhat of an aggravating story. But as you look at Seither Chronicles, and you think about the terminology we use with Grimoire being your draw pile, everything, the name of, as you can see, the name of the first set is Chapter 1. Everything is revolving around the story, a story. The cards themselves, when you look closely at them, they're pages. They're pages from the Grimoire that have been taken out and played. They're part of the history. So it's really this being engulfed. And as we were in the midst of developing this and working on this, lo and behold, Lorcana comes out and says, hey, the title of our first set is Chapter 1 and whatever. And we're like, are you kidding me? Like, they're literally going the same route we were discussing. And it's
we've seen that a little bit in the NFT project, and just things that we're doing. It just means we're thinking along the same lines as these huge studios with these huge media empires that have all kinds of resources. And that's not a bad thing. It's not like we're copying. We're just we're just have the same thought.
Yep. No, I agree. And so I think there's definitely room for both. And realistically too, when you look at their product, and I haven't bought any yet, but when you look at the Lorcana product, it goes a different direction. I mean, it's the goal is to like build up scenes and to collect. Literally, it's like collect where you can play an entire song. It's very interesting dynamics, and there is a battle component to it somehow. But it's they look to touch on kind of everything: the movies, the songs, and then an actual battle mechanic.
Yeah, because I mean, like with this is just an extension of the story, right? Of the unlikely Spartan and the future books that are coming out from the team here at the Battle Bunnies. So like it's just an extension. You're able to play, like you're able to play your card, like that could be your card inside your NFT collection, or it could be a character from the book or that kind of stuff. So that's exciting. Like my brother-in-law told me, he's like you don't play a trading card game because you like the mechanics of the game. You play it because you like the story, and you like to, this is an extension of the story. So obviously Disney has a whole bunch of properties that they can, work with Star Wars and all their classic Disney characters and their movies and Pixar and all that stuff. But, we're a small studio, or we're not. I always say we're because we don't work for the Battle
Yeah,
Bunnies. I feel like I'm a part of the. I feel like I'm part of the Battle Bunnies.
First of all,
Wait,
you absolutely are. And it's interesting you put it that way too, because it was conversations we had during playtesting. Is who is, like, as a player playing this game, what are you? And like we asked that, Magic the Gathering, you're a sorcerer or this planeswalker over, you're fighting your territory. With Pokemon, you're a trainer. You're training your Pokemon to become better, to improve, and to evolve. And so when we looked at it, we're like, okay, well, as a player of Seither Chronicles, what are you? Well, you're the author. You're the one that's telling the story by playing these cards and writing history. To your point, Seither is the lifeblood for the creatures in the story and in the game. It's what turns a feral rabbit into, Hoplite, the unlikely Spartan, right? And so it's, Seither being a valuable asset. It's the game is about battling for Seither and who has the most Seither, and trying to get it, take it away from your opponent.
Very cool. I had not heard that was the underlying like theme, that you're the author. So that's a great nugget to share with our audience, and that's helpful for me to understand because, yeah, I mean, that's important. Like, you want to be part of the story, and this game is helping you be part of the story.
For sure. And I gotta admit, it's a blast when you play your card and you go, "I play me."
Speaking of you, we should show that. I've got a game where, that we play called Name That Bunny, where there might be a card of you in that you easily should be able to get the point for, right? And you'll be able to.
I can at least get one right. Okay.
You'll at least get one right. So are you up for playing a quick game of Name That Bunny?
Absolutely. Let's do this. What's my name? If I said no,
good enthusiasm. We'll see how long that lasts.
It's like, wait a second, I thought you were OMG. Like,
yeah, I'd have to change my name.
You'd have to actually share what your real name is with the community, and but no. Okay, so Name That Bunny. It's super simple. I show you a bunny, and I ask you, name that bunny.
Okay, that's Narf the Mad.
Narf the Mad. Yes, it is. Ding, ding, ding. We got 1 point. What we need is, like, in post-production, to like have like a nice cool graphic that shows like you got it correct and stuff like that. But maybe someday we'll have some fancy things where we can actually do it on screen while it's happening. All right, Name That Bunny.
Now this is the one, if I get this one wrong. So that is Lothbrok Danu. That is my lovely character that, as you can see, looks better in fantasy land than in real life. So, but yes, he's meant to be there. He's scarred. He's old. You can see the graying in the beard, but he's still ready to go. And,
very cool. And as I understand it, you had some input on what his look was. Like, you took one of your existing bunnies and crafted with Frank and came up with this character look, right? Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, I had the great opportunity to sit down with Frank, and to your point, take one of my Series 1, NFTs and update it and just customize it with, with all the different, choosing from all the different traits in the library. And so, what people may not technically realize, but that the axe that is in here, and the shield that is being used, these are the axes and the shields that are part of the playing card game itself as well. So,
wow,
cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I figured there was a story behind the traits and stuff like that, which is good because in the bonus round we'll get to play a game around traits. So 2 for 2. All right, Name That Bunny.
Oh man, that is I know it's got bags in the name, and I can't think of.
Don't overthink this one. Like, look at look at what he's wearing.
I know.
We've asked this before, and the players have overthought it.
He's got the crown. Is that like King? Is it Very Happy Spartan or something like?
Oh, well, it's the king, but what's the king's name?
Oh, King, is that? I'm used to the other. It's not King. Is it King Harold?
Yeah, it's the bunny version of King Harold.
Oh,
Like, a lot of
okay.
people don't know that Frank and Krista and John and Mike created their version of their characters from the book in the Bunnies collection, in the Series
Okay.
1 Bunny collection. So you have this one, right? You got like this version of the from the book,
Yep.
but then they take that and they make this, like this
Okay.
version. So
I
yeah,
knew-
I didn't know this one was going to be a stumper because
I should have, but I'm so used to and it's probably relatively similar, but I'm used to, because King Harold is part of the trading card game, and I'm used to seeing
Yeah.
that picture of King Harold. So
Yeah.
that's the more immediate.
Yeah,
favorite.
that's the book version where he's like lots of detail and looks a lot different versus this one. So, any idea who this bunny is?
So that one is the one that I believe was created and built by Spider, I think. And so I thought it was like Sidious or something, because to tie in with his love of Star Wars.
Yeah, he originally had that. You're right, Spider.
Yeah. Spider originally had it. It's now Crayons is now the owner of it.
Oh, it's okay. Did Crayons rename it?
No, it's still Sidious, but he has a last name.
Oh, okay. I only get half credit. I don't know the.
Well, no, you'll get full credit. It's what would you think it would be though if it's Sidious starts with Rab?
Oh, is it just Sidious Rabbit?
Sidious Rabicus.
Rabicus. Ah, okay.
Sidious
Okay.
Rabicus. Yeah.
Rabbit may have been too easy. But
He's
okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
I do remember when that one was first. That was one of the first ones, I think. So
Yeah, that one's pretty cool with the laser eyes and the two light swords and stuff like that, all black. All right, name that bunny.
That's Christikins.
Yes, it is. Ding, ding, ding.
Heard me in trouble.
He's consistently guessed it correctly, by the way.
Yeah, everyone gets that one correct. No one misses Queen Christikins. All right, how about this ultimate hero?
Okay, so I talked about him earlier. So he and I go way back again to, as BBS knows as well, to the old Beathead days. But that is Disco Fur.
Yes, it is. Ding, ding, ding. All right, name that bunny.
Ooh, that's definitely a legendary one. I don't think I know that one.
Let's see. I know BBS knows it because I've shown this with some.
I know. I see the bunny's face, and I can just see this person that owns them.
I'm gonna feel bad, but I don't. I'm gonna feel bad when I hear, but I do not know this one.
This Viking this Spartan is in the book. The Spartan leader is in the book.
I should know
it. His name is Dave.
Oh, that's. See, now I feel terrible because I should have known that. So
Don't feel terrible. It's okay.
Theo Frost. Okay.
Yeah,
correct.
Theo Frost. This is Theo Frost.
Doesn't it look like him if you look at his face?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I don't know how I've never really seen his bunny or whatever to know. Okay, that's what I know. Because I remember the banana. That's Cryptimus Maximus's.
Yeah.
Ultimate hero.
Do you know what his name is by chance? Because he renamed it's not Cryptimus Maximus, but he has
I just know it's his. I don't think I know the name of the bunny though. But,
okay.
Wait. Oh, you know what? It's hang on. Its last name is Booth.
That's correct. Yes.
What is it? Oh, because it's from like Police Academy, like Tackleberry. Isn't that?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's Tackleberry Booth.
Okay.
You are correct. Very nice. You pulled that one out. Very nice.
How many of them have bananas? I've never seen the banana treat.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that always triggers that it's his.
It's a rare trait. Those bananas, they're rare traits.
Banana and coffee cup.
Yeah, that's ready for the morning. All right. Do you know who this is?
Oh no, I have not caught up with all the dragons. So I'm not going to know this one at all. I feel bad. Ooh,
All right. What if this was a dragon from the book?
Okay, so there's Milo and Sizemore.
And you know what the breed is of this one. So it should make it easier to narrow it down between those two.
Probably it should be Milo. Yeah, Milo, right? Because Milo is
Sizemore is a maned ridgeback.
Oh, it is Sizemore. I had a 50-50 shot and I was wrong.
You did have a 50-50, yeah. I think Milo is I don't know.
Milo's
he's the spotted hawk, or not spotted hawk. What is he, a spotted hawk something breed? I don't know. Anyways, how about this guy? We end on an easy one, hopefully.
Okay, yeah, this is an easy one. So this is my ultimate hero. So this is Hecate.
Hecate. I wanted to hear how you pronounce it. I was like,
yeah, Hecate. So I love, like, just obviously with Lothbrok, but I just love mythology and history, whether it's fictional or not. And so so when I was looking for, because I got like I said, when I was choosing my ultimate hero, all the Vikings were gone. And so I was like, well, I need somebody for, whatever. So I picked a female sorceress. And so I was like, okay, well, what am I going to name her? So after doing a little bit of research, I was like, oh, Hecate is perfect. So, and Hecate, she was a hunter. So that's why she's got her bow with her. And then, of course, she's also often drawn with, like, it's like three faces. And I forget what they represent sitting here. But between the three faces, there's always a torch. And so that's where the torch comes from. So.
Oh, very cool.
Wow. Yeah, like the Hall of Heroes behind. It's nice.
Yeah, those heroes are nice.
Yes,
nice.
More rune stones.
That's right.
Add more rune stones.
All right. Well, you have made it through the first.
Okay. It wasn't too terrible.
Now it's the ultimate fan bonus round.
Boss is going to kill me, though. I'm never going to hear. I mean,
only have an hour to go. No big deal.
That's
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
All right. All right. So in higher and lower, here's how this works.
Ooh.
In higher and lower, the one on the left is its rarity, not its level or whatever the ranking stuff, but like the rarity based on its traits. Do you think it's lower? Like this one on the left is lower or higher than the one on the right?
All right. So the one on the left with the sword is lower than the one with the mace and the gas mask on the right.
You are correct. You're very correct. Yeah. Like that. Like I thought I was going to stump you. And do you know who owns these two?
Probably. Is it me?
It is you.
I was like, I know I have the gas mask one. But I have
yeah. These are
I didn't
two
even know there was a
yours.
gas mask one.
Yeah.
Banana,
Yeah,
gas mask. I am completely in the dark.
You just need to like swim in the 3,750. Like just go through there and look at all the different ones, especially the early.
Listen, I've been
ones.
in the Dark Dragons for like a week, just learning names and down that rabbit hole. But anyway,
very nice. Yeah, the one on the left, according to OpenSea Pro rarity wise, it's like number 37 in the collection. It's way down there because of the purple stash and the horns and like that kind of stuff. But you would think the guy with the gas mask would be more rare, but he's like number 100. So yeah, it's like, I don't know. I'm taking this on faith that OpenSea Pro has like I downloaded all of them and went by the rarity rankings that they had in there. So if that's wrong, it's because OpenSea is wrong.
I think it's the horns that make it.
Yeah. The horns are like 0.003%, that kind of thing. It's just not a very common trait, and it's purple and all that.
How did you get that one? Did you mint it?
Yes, I believe. Yes, all those I minted. There's only been a couple of those I don't know if I've ever even. I think I've minted everything. I won one. I may have picked up one or two off a secondary, but I minted a ton of those when they.
Nice.
When they came out.
All right. Well, we got a couple more of these, and I want to be respectful of your time.
Okay.
Higher or lower, King Harold or Hoplite? Is King Harold, is he a lower rank or a higher rank than Hoplite?
You got to move the. I don't see the new slide, Brian.
Oh wow.
Oh, you didn't? Sorry. Dang it.
Yep, there you go.
Whoops.
Oh,
I just
oh,
skipped past
nope.
it. Sorry.
Okay, so
Spoiler, the next one up's going to.
that's right. This is tough because that rabbit's foot is so rare. And he's a Spartan.
Yeah.
So the one on the right is higher ranked. So Hoplite's higher ranked than Harold. I mean, like is more rare.
You would think, but King Harold is actually 25 and Hoplite is 27.
Oh, they're that close. Oh.
They're that close. Yeah. I mean, it could just be a fraction, like, or just all right. So the next one.
I would have gone that. I would have gone that one too.
I would have gone Hoplite, definitely being the lower ranked one for sure too. I would have thought that he would have been, but yeah, all right. So next up is Luna versus Thunder God. Luna Diablo versus Thunder God. What do you think?
All right. So they're both now Luna, I don't think it's covered up by the thing. So Luna's has the assigned background, whereas the Thunder God does not. And so let's see, Luna's all gold, but Thor's that one of. I'm gonna get this one.
Yeah, there's only
I'm gonna go with Luna being the lower rank. I'm wrong.
Thunder God.
It is because
Thunder God is lower. Is there anything like I don't know if this is true or not, but I think this Thunder God is the only one that's not standing on their left foot in the whole collection.
Oh, interesting.
I
thought you had flipped that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't flip the picture. This is how it is in the collection.
Wow.
Like downloaded. He's on his right foot instead of his left foot.
Okay.
They have the same Tower of Hell background, and but yeah, she's 69 and he's number 8.
Okay. Yeah, wow. I should have known better because I knew he was a 101.
Well, there's like 10 of him, right? Like there's ghost versions, and like, so he's not as rare as like this, sorcerer, but I don't know. Like that's why I say I'm going with the other one. Okay. So how about Ghost Bunny of Doom versus Ultimate Sorcerer?
Doctor Strange versus Temple of Doom. Yeah. Oh man.
I didn't make these easy. That's why it's the bonus round.
I know.
With this, is that considered like a holiday bonus? So that is like bonus points under that?
I honestly don't know like how the ranking works. Like I maybe at some point I can figure that out, but
now I'm just saying, is it a pattern of which one is the right one? Because the Doctor Strange is like, I mean, that's like a super rare one.
There's 3 of him.
It was right up there with Thor, but so is the Kalima guy. Kalima Shatidi. I'm gonna go with. I love Indiana Jones. I'm gonna go with the one on the left is lower.
Correct. It's number 5 in the collection.
Oh, wow, I love this.
Ultimate Sorcerer is 21. Ultimate Sorcerer is 21.
Okay. Whew.
Yes, these are still highly ranked. Right? I picked a lot of highly ranked ones because, these are the rare ones. But
there's no brains in here.
Yeah. All right. Last one. The one on the left, you might recognize.
Yeah, the one on the left, I do recognize. That's my
versus the one on the right, which I should recognize because that comes out of my collection. I picked it up. Luke sold it to me. So
okay. God, those Grinch ones are so rare too, though. But I can't remember if being a mythic makes it Gorilla. I want to go.
They're both mythic, right?
Are they? Okay. I'll support my collection and say the one on the left is lower.
The one on the left, Grilla, is number 89. The one on the right, 81.
Ah, you
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, so you get Krista's signature too on the left, right?
Yeah, you
Is
got
it also
Krista's
on the right?
signature, which I was like,
Mhm.
surely that has to be worth more, like, or not worth more,
That's what I
but
was
like
thinking. Like, that
ranked
fits the
better.
scale,
yeah, those she can correct me, but I think those were the first ones where it had both of their signatures on
Yeah. So that's why I don't necessarily trust the rarity, unless they're just using like, because GT and I both have the exact same Grinch, and mine's like ranked 81 and his is like 110 or something like that. Like it's
Huh.
weird. Like they're the exact same. I mean, I don't know what the metadata difference is, but they have the same background. They're the same Grinch bunny. Maybe mine has a signature and his doesn't, or like, I don't know. There's something that's different.
Either that or is yours a gift hoarder versus? Because is yours a gift hoarder or is it or is Grinch the?
I didn't look that close. Yeah, I didn't look that.
Oh,
I'll need to go look that. I need to go look.
Here I go. I remember being at my parents' house, frantic that I wasn't going to be able to either through their internet or just being on the road away from my home computer. I was freaking out that I wasn't going to be able to mint the Yule again. Thankfully, I was able to.
Oh yeah, they turned out. Did you get the full collection? I can't remember if you're one of the holders of all 13.
I did not. I never could track down the gift hoarder. That's the one, the big one. I'm missing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's parting with that. I
So
think
those
BDS was asking B-Hit what his.
it didn't go so good. I had one initially, and I sold it because I wasn't going for the set. So like Aaron was going for the set, and he said, "Hey," so we worked out a deal for that. But now I'm thinking, the holidays are coming up again, and so I'm trying to get this set just in case they say, "Hey, if you have the set, you could whatever." So the egg hoarder and the gift hoarder, I'm trying to get. The other ones I think I can get, but
okay.
I think you could get the egg hoarder off of somebody because the utility on that one is past.
Done, right? But they're attached to a dragon, right? So
right,
someone that cares that connection's there. But so I just posted the on-air GIF on the bunnies, and it drives Frank crazy. But because he drove me crazy with this box set today.
Yeah, well, I missed that. I wish I could have been I was too busy coming up with these games for OMG. Like I had to make sure I came up with something fun for our guest.
Well, it was a good time. I was close.
You'll get a second chance at this. Like as you get a second and third chance, we would love to have you come back.
Anytime you want to come by
and play again. And at some point we would love to I'd like just harvest some of the pictures from the collection and do this on our website or something like that so people can just go play. Because I mean, at the end of the day, what we want or what we hope is that people see, all the cool stuff that's inside this collection. That's part of the stories. It's part of the TCG. They get to know the characters. They get to know the people behind the characters, and like Lost Brook the New. So
very good.
I got it right that time. I got it right.
You get it right. This is perfect.
No, yeah, it'd be great to be back. I mean, obviously the TCG is just going to continue to grow, and so there will forever be work there. So always happy to come back on and talk about updates there. And naturally we'll have a lot of Dark Dragon eggs hatched and over the coming months. So definitely plenty to come.
Yeah, that's another exciting thing that happened today, the pre-sale. So love all the stuff going on. TCG pre-sale. We got Richmond. Probably will have happened by the time this releases. But yeah, it's just so much going on. It's exciting.
And other conventions that could pop up for the TCG. I'm sure that would be looked at.
Before we leave, is there any particular conventions that you think that we need to make sure that we get to? I mean, we know Gen Con's big. That's here in my state of Indiana. Is there any other ones that, as for gamers that you think that we need to definitely make sure we have a TCG tournament or a meetup at these different conferences.
Yeah, I told Frank I was going to look into it. There's something that happens, I think. It's either in the St. Louis metro area. I'm not sure, but there's where I live locally, there's a farmer's market over the summer, every Saturday morning. And at the beginning of the summer, there was a couple of guys that had a booth where they were each selling their own games. One was like a rummy type game using bratwursts and ingredients to make a hot dog or bratwurst. And the other one it was a farm-based game that was like Carcassonne, if anybody's familiar with Carcassonne. And they both gave me their business cards, and one of them they had said had won some kind of award at some kind of either convention or gathering or what have you. So I want to look into that to understand where they were, and see if we can't get. And I told Frank I'm more than happy to be the representative, whatever, but see if we can make that happen. Whether that was something here locally or some other kind of national touring thing. But yeah, definitely looking forward to Gen Con next year. I have family in the Indianapolis area, so it's very easy for me to go and stay there. So
Awesome.
while I'm going to miss everybody in Richmond, I'm very looking forward to Gen Con next year. I plan on being there.
Very cool. Well, if your family has something going on, I'm here in Indianapolis area as well. So, we've got extra rooms if you need a place to stay. You can hang out here at the Stout household. We're up in Noblesville. We're just north of the city.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So we are excited for Gen Con. My brother-in-law goes every year. He lives in here in India as well. And I've heard like there's like Dragon Con and some other ones that are like these. I mean, obviously the Comic Cons. Gary V's got his VCon that he does that gets a lot of people in the space that show up for that. Like that would be potentially a good one. So I think there's lots of opportunities to set up tournaments and stuff around or at some of these conferences that happen each year.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely.
We'll make our own one. I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah. And eventually we'll have Seither Con.
I like it. You heard it here first.
Yes. Very cool. Well, anything else before BBS got any closing questions or anything else before we let OMG have his evening back?
Super excited that you stopped by. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate you. And I know from like the Beatheads days, how you would just collect and like, so there's a common thread here. There's a few of us that are in this community from that community, and we collected what we really liked because of the artist. Yep. And then we didn't get what we wanted because, and it's not so much that it was a fault of theirs. It just wasn't part of what they're offering. And so when we moved over to this, or you actually hopped in first, if I can use hop, and perfect, right? And then we happened to just fit into all of this, Disco, Aaron, Nikki, Mia, Clopping, we've got this huge, everybody just moved over.
Yeah, exactly.
So from those days, I remember you just being a great collector. I think that you had every trait, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, for the Gen 1. Yeah, for the Gen 1, I did every single trait.
Which is a huge accomplishment. And then now I'm curious, after seeing a few photos of your collection here, now I'm thinking like, what else do you have? So yeah, I might go take a check.
Absolutely do that, and check on Abisu's Bay too. But I think the only other thing I wanted to say before we left, because I wanted to make sure and get this recorded, especially since we had the reveal today of the Seither Chronicles, the box set, and everything, is just a tremendous thank you to Krechar. Again, from all the early work, the art of the cards is Frank's art, but the runes, the plaque for the creature names, the texting, the writing of the cards, and that he has spent so many hours outside of playtesting and what he does for a living doing that and putting that together. As beautiful as those cards look, it's because of the work the creatures put into it. And I just want to say a huge thank you to him, and just an amazing job that we're all going to just enjoy and benefit from the work that he's put into it. So thank you, Krechar.
That is beautiful. Yeah. That we don't understand all of that like you do. So but we echo that sentiment. Like we're excited that the work that you both have done to get this here, because without the testing and the feedback and all that stuff like that, it doesn't make it to market probably as quickly. So
yeah, agreed. I mean, I work from home a lot, and so I can't tell you how many times a day I see it pop up in the corner. Krechars logged into Tabletop Simulator, and it's because he's in there working on it. So
yeah. He said it was like 2,000 plus or 3,000 hours or something like that in the tabletop.
Yeah, I know he's got the 1,000-hour plus badge. So, and that was from probably a year ago. So
it was more than a work year. Like I know that like a common work year is like what 2,000, 2,200 hours or something like that. And he was like 3,000 or 4,000 hours. Like it was ridiculous how much time you guys have spent, him and you and others, in that tabletop tester. So. But thank you very much for doing that for the community, for all of your hard work, bringing that to market. And now we get to play soon. So very excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoy it. Yeah, it's definitely been my privilege. So yeah, thank you.
And then after you play, you got to get back to work, because we need shamans and we need
get back to work.
Yeah, I do.
Good job. Do more.
That's right. As soon as I've got a few weeks of my real job is going to be very demanding for the next 3 weeks, but then it's going to go very eerily quiet for a good 3 or 4 months. So my goal is to start catching up with them and really get pen to paper on the next couple of months, really. So.
Awesome. Well, good luck with work. Appreciate again your time with us this evening, and we look forward to having you back on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, look forward to the future.
Yeah, thanks, OMG. Wow, another game, or just all the effort that they put into that thing. Like I need to figure out how to play that game so my kids don't destroy me. Are you there?
Yes. Sorry.
You're shaking.
I know I'm shaking because I'm typing. Yes. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. No worries. But yeah, no, that was great to have OMG on. That's royalty,
yeah,
man.
brought a tear to my eye.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. We missed Lord L. I mean, come on,
we missed Lord L. Come on, Lord. Yeah. What are you doing?
But this will be a special episode. This is just the two of us, the quiet guys.
Quiet guys. Hope no one fell asleep. Well, I don't know how you can fall asleep. Yeah. I mean, it's just like I feel like I'm hanging on every word that he says. OldManGamer. Yeah, this is gonna be great for the listeners. The Fluffle to hear about this.
Yeah. So hey, Fluffle, to close out, definitely go back in and listen to this one. Lots of good nuggets in there. If you're new to the TCG, he's got some good hints on how to build your deck a little bit better. Hint. Make sure you can draw more cards.
I wrote it down twice.
Yeah. And we had a great time just playing the game. Hope you enjoyed that too. And we look forward to doing this again next week. So please tune in, and look forward to bringing you another Ultimate Fan from the Ultimate Fancast. Thank you for joining us today, Ultimate Fan. BBS, Lord L, and Brian, that's me, do hope you enjoyed today's program as much as we did, where Ultimate fans like you are the stars of the show. We'd be honored to have you join us on a future episode where you can share your story and love of the Battle Bunnies with this encouraging community. It would be the greatest compliment if you shared something you love about the Battle Bunnies on your favorite social platform today, like X, Facebook, or Instagram, and tagged us. Or simply use hashtag #UltimateFancast so we can recognize and celebrate with you and other super fans by sharing your post. Bonus points if you do both and use an image of one of your favorite Battle Bunnies or a screenshot of this episode. We know you share, like, and comment because you care about our fellow Ultimate fans as much as we do. Please leave comments too to let us know how we can make this the greatest fan experience for the Battle Bunnies community. This podcast is sponsored by Hairstream Media, your bunnies all the time streaming service. Okay, not really. It is just us fans like you giving some of our time to support other fans like you. Join us over in the Battle Bunnies community and Discord to continue the fun. We hope you tune in with us each week, so make it easy. Subscribe now. We'll be here to keep you hopping when you need us.